Well, hello strange people, and welcome back to the channel. Something that a lot of people don't recognise when they come to Dartmoor is what we're going to look at today. It's not surprising, it's not super visible like the stone rows or the stone circles or even the settlements. But it's a Bronze Age structure which makes up quite a large part of Dartmoor, and I reckon 9 out of 10 people have walked past them, camped near them. In fact, I know somebody who's camped on one. That'll be Karen from Karen's Gone Wild. She's got 2 YouTube videos where she's actually camped on one. And we're going to walk the length of this one at some point, but not today. We're about roughly a fifth of the way into this one. Ant, the Jinx, doesn't realise it yet, but at some point we're going to walk the whole length, which is roughly 6 miles. This is the longest reeve on Dartmoor because, yes, we're looking at a reeve. And I don't know if you can just make it out behind me. These stones behind me are part of the reeve. I'll explain a little bit more as we go along what a reeve is exactly. And well, we'll have a look. Once we reach the top of the tour behind me, we should be able to see a reasonable amount of where the reeve runs. I find them intriguing, absolutely intriguing. It's hardly surprising that people have missed them. As I say, this is literally, it's just a low bank with some stones on it. And that lady over there, I don't know if you can see her, she's just literally walked over it, and I bet she hasn't even recognised it. But it's hardly surprising that people miss them when you think that something like 60% of the stone rows in England are on Dartmoor, and 6% of all the scheduled ancient monuments in England are on Dartmoor. There's an awful lot to see, and an awful lot that is above ground, or higher above ground I should say, that people can actually notice. The other thing with these is they're not actually marked on Ordnance Survey maps as reeves or anything like that. They're called boundary work, which could be anything really, couldn't it? It could be a wall, could be anything, but they're actually marked on Ordnance Survey maps as boundary works. This one, as I said, is the longest on Dartmoor. It's the longest in Europe, and it's called the Great Western Reeve. We're going to walk a short part of it today. I'll explain a little bit about them, as I said. We'll have some lunch up at the tour up there if we can find a sheltered spot, because the breeze is starting to pick up. So let's get on with it. Catch you in a mo. So just here you can clearly see the Reave going up the hill, and then there seems to be a wall that runs off it in a semicircle. Well, actually a circle that comes all the way around. And just below me here is a small house, or what appears to be the remains of a small house. So there's obviously somebody living right next to the Reave. So I hope this is showing up behind me, but the Reave snakes, and I've noticed as I'm looking back down the hill, it snakes all the way up. It's not straight, which when you consider that it could easily have come straight, or it appears to have, been easy to get it to come straight, it'd be harder to make it go around in a circle, the semicircle like the piece behind me. I don't know if that shows up very well, but it carries on up the hill. So we've made it to the top, and from up here we can see the tour that it starts just over in the distance over there. It starts on the other side of that tour. It runs down there along the valley up to the tour here, where it uses the tour as its wall. Just over here it's a bit hard to see, the camera may not pick it up. There's the tour, just here carries on snaking its way down the hill. It'll snake its way all the way down this hill, cross the river, and then goes along the side of the tour over there, the hill over there. For those of you that have been to Merivale Stone Row, which is one of the more famous ones on Dartmoor, it actually runs around the back of that. You may not have noticed it, but it does actually run around the back of it. And it runs all the way to those two tours in the middle distance. Roughly 6 miles. Well, I'm going to be skipping having lunch out here. The weather is starting to close in by the look of it. So I'm just going to drink my coffee and make a move. I've had to come down off the tours. I'm looking down on the river now, in the river valley. Just too many people up there. The nice weather, it's quite mild today, and the nice weather has obviously brought the people out. So I don't know why kids can't have 7 days of school though. They're noisy. Oh, that's better. That's nice. So Reeves, they sort of come from the Middle Bronze Age, and they're built after the stone rows and the circles and everything. They totally respected the old ways. I think the stone rows are something like 1,000 years older. They come from the late Neolithic, early Bronze Age, and they're 1,000 years older than these Reaves. And they didn't rob them. Here comes a helicopter. They didn't rob them out or anything like that. They literally just went around them. Totally respected it. You wouldn't get that these days. Totally respected the old ways. They probably had no idea what the stone rows meant. On White Tor over there, they actually go around the Neolithic pound that's at the top. They certainly wouldn't have had any idea what that was about. So, yeah, they're made by an earth bank. They built an earth bank and then they put a wall across the top of it, a wall of stones across the top of it. I'm sure he's come out to bug me. Noisy beggar. Sounds like a bee in a jam jar too. It's not even a proper helicopter. Dear, oh dear. So yeah, they were, as I said, they were earth banks with stones on top. And nobody really knows why they were built. They could have been a political boundary, so a boundary between tribes, saying this is our land, you know. What you do find with Reeves, though, is that the side that I'm on will have very little on it. There might be a few settlements. In fact, there is a settlement about a mile down the valley from me now. And on the other side they'll have almost like field systems. So whether it's some sort of divide to say this is the big bad open moorland, or whether it's, you know, and this is the agricultural side, I don't know what it is. The tribal idea sort of comes quite good to me, because where this one ends, you know, several miles away, there is another one that runs almost parallel to it for a short distance. It's a lot shorter than this. So there's about 100, 200 yards between the two. And that sort of says, this is our land, that is your land. To me, anyway. Yeah, I'm going to have to make a move soon. It's definitely clouding over. Do you know what I mean by you sort of feel the dampness in the air? Definitely feel the dampness in the air now. I haven't brought any wet weather gear with me, so I don't think I'll hang around and make myself any lunch. I'll disappear off the hills. It's beautiful up here today though. Wonderful pastel colours. Wonderful. Got no idea what this jumble of rocks is called. Don't know if it's got a name. I'll call it Jinx Tour. The Jinx Tour. Out of respect for my old mate. He will be back soon. We are planning something in a couple of weeks. He's been busy buying houses, making sure his partner doesn't spend all his money, so he's not been able to leave her. Just joking, Michelle, if you're watching, which I know you know. Yeah, he'll be back soon. We do have a trip planned for, well, a couple of weeks. That one's going to be interesting. I don't know what I've let myself in for with that one. Anyway, I'm going to drink this up and head off home because I live there. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.